All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's get this thing finished here. Okay, we have painted it. We've added highlights. We've added shadows. We've painted on top of our line. We've learned how to do all that, or colored our lines. What we're going to do now is paint on top of our lines. I already said it, but here we go. So another technique you can do is to just paint above your ink layer. And this can happen early. It doesn't have to happen like now when you get everything done. You can do this a lot earlier, but I kind of wanted to go step by step here just to kind of take it to different levels, okay? Take it to different levels. So I'm gonna make a new layer. I don't have a standard name for this. We can call it top layer. How about top? There we go. Makes sense, it's on top. And this layer is gonna be a layer where we can paint over anything we want to, okay? So this can potentially give us a lot more of a painted feel to our whole picture. And you can just use it for a variety of things, but here we go. Let me find a good brush here. Let's see. Let's go with this one for now. I'll probably change it soon. Okay, and let's say if anything's bugging you, I guess, like let's say I think this is too harsh right here. Knock my opacity down to 50. Let me get my color here and make it a little bigger here. I can kind of knock back anything, and I can just use whatever colors I deem necessary to use here. So let's see. Why is it stuck on my eyedropper tool? Don't know why it was. Okay, so I can soften all that up. Let me go ahead and make it darker here. Get this edge. Maybe I don't want the edge like this. Maybe I want to. I'm gonna go back to my other color here. Maybe. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my soft brush. I knew I was gonna go to my soft brush. It's like my go-to. There we go. Maybe I want to do this. Maybe I want to lasso the nose here. And let's see, lassoing. So anti-alias, that's fine, but I think I want to feather it. Let's try feathering it too. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to block off the nose. Okay, and maybe actually I'll block this off too. So use the lasso tool. I'm going to subtract from my selection by holding down Option. I'm actually going to get that. Subtract that. Okay, and let's see. I'm going to go B for my brush, and I'm going to kind of paint in my shadow. Maybe I want to eliminate, the hard line there, and just get more of a kind of like a value difference. I can do that. Now, a thing with a lasso, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on with the marching ants kind of there in the way. So I like to hit Command H. It's going to give me this pop-up here, and I don't want to hide Photoshop. I want to hide extras, right? And now the marching ants are still there, and I can do Command H again, and I can see where it is, but I can hide the marching ants there. So you can kind of get rid of that harsh line, and I'm going to hit Command. Okay, so let me hit Command H again, and I'm going to hit Command. Actually, let me hit a little more here, and then Command D, and there we go. Okay, and I can just kind of keep softening things up as much as I want. Maybe I want to soften this up a little bit here. And again, I just selected the color there. I'm just selecting colors right from the document itself. And you can kind of render, as much as you want to, basically. And if you were going for a more painted look throughout this whole thing, you would go to this pretty early and really just use your sketch to just kind of get things in place. Okay, let's see. Maybe I want to get some of this pink here. and put it in the eye, because that little part of the skin is definitely pink right there. And I'm going to get my brush that has consistent shape. Still want a little bit of an edge there. And maybe a bit of a highlight too. So let me go to my lighter color. Let's see. I zoomed in, I got a little lost in there. Let me soften that up now. And really, I've just kind of constantly have my hand on the option tool, so I can go to the color picker and kind of pick whatever colors I want. And you can even eliminate, lines for the most part. Like if that line's kind of bugging me here, I can just kind of make it more of an edge. Let's see. I'm not looking at my hand and I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. Let's see, there we go. Get out a little bit. Keep hitting the wrong button. What is wrong with my fingers? There we are. Okay. And again, you can just render till you have more of a complete painted look. And it's just kind of up to you and whatever style you're going for. And anything that's kind of messed up, let's say like I missed a little spot there, doesn't matter. I can just paint over it because I have no restrictions on this layer, right? I've got no locked pixels or anything. I can just pick up whatever I need to. Let's see, I'm losing the dark there a little bit. And it is a little easy to paint over things you don't want to necessarily, but it's also easy to fix it because everything's on this separate layer here. Okay, let's see. Let's say this little harsh edge here is kind of bugging me a little bit. It's on the lips. I'm trying to soften this up. Let me get my solid edge here. And I'm just going back and forth really. That sloppy edge there kind of bugged me the whole time. Let's see. I'm just using my existing colors as my palette, right? What I already have down here is my palette of colors that I'm using. Just go a little lighter. Actually, I'm using a good color here. All right, let's see. So under here, let's say this chin is kind of bugging me here a little bit. Maybe I want to get rid of this edge. And don't feel like you have to get rid of every edge. It's not the goal. I mean, illustrating is fine, right? I mean, we can use an illustrative style and have those lines. But again, I just want to show you in case you want to get rid of them. So let's say I want to get rid of that line mostly and use mostly my value. Hit L for lasso. Let's go ahead and lasso this chin. Again, I'm going to hold down Option with the lasso and get a little cleaner here on that. Okay, I'm going to hit Command H to hide my selection. And let's go ahead and paint the shadow in. Let me get color from here. Zoom out a little. Also go a little darker. And let me go a little lighter here. Bigger brush. Go a little darker right under the edge there. And let's see, so I've got Command H here. Let's say I want to kind of hit this edge now from the other side. I can, let me invert it and see if that works for me. Select Inverse, and that flips the selection. Now you can see the marching ants around the whole document, and it flips it to the outside. And as I notice here, look at what I did. I totally forgot my lasso was that small. I wasn't paying attention to the bottom. So let me hide this for a second. Command H. I'll fix that edge in a second. And right now, I've got the outside of what I was painting selected. So I'm going to go ahead and go pick that color. Now I can soften this up here. And still got a little thing there. So I'm going to hit Command D for deselect. And I've got all that kind of down, that harsh line down there. Let me go to my eraser tool. Just erase. Okay. Oops. Back. Here we go. Still not happy with that there. Let's soften it up a little bit. Define it a little bit better. Back here would be a little darker. Let me get my edge there. Okay. Nope, I got too fat there. Let's go the other way. Okay, let's see. I'm going to define that a little better. Go to my darker color here. Nice soft brush again. Lost a bit of my original color here. Just going to paint that back. Oops, like that. And let's see. Let me lasso this. Make it bigger now, make sure I don't do the same thing I did last time. Let me get my dark color here. I'm just going to darken up all the hair here. And I'm going to use, I'm going to make sure I'm on that brush. Command H, go darker. Forgotten I'm selected. That's the other thing. You have to remember when you have a selection with your lasso. I forgot there for a sec. Okay. Almost all the way to black in this dark color for the hair. As I probably said before, you want to avoid shading with complete black, and you want to avoid highlighting with complete white. I'm going to leave a little color in there, or a lot of color in there. The black you might kind of get away with, but it's always good to leave a little brown in, or whatever color you're using. The white really ends up looking chalky. So definitely would never recommend using white except for the brightest of highlights. Okay. This drawing is definitely more illustrated, so take a lot of work to render it fully. That wasn't the complete plan to render it fully, just to give you an idea. Back to my soft brush. All right, well, we got a little more rendered. It's kind of a mix of illustration and rendering here. Ear's kind of bugging me a little bit. Let's see. I think it'll get dark here though, for sure, underneath the hair. Probably in here. Probably all of this back there would be pretty dark. See if I soften that up enough. Maybe I kind of lost a little definition, but it's definitely softer. That is for sure. Okay. I'll take out some of these lines a little bit down there. Not completely, but just a little. Let me put my opacity up and see what happens. Trying to go a little back and forth here. Just soften up the edge of the hair. A little lighter brown there. Kind of getting a dark base. And then going to the lighter color. All right, let's see. Well, definitely broke it up a little bit. Getting a little more and more away from the illustrated look. And, you know, you could try different brushes too. I don't know if I want to switch now, but, you know, as I say that, of course I want to try something else. This one's a little more precise. It's going to get a cleaner line. Kind of looks good, I think. Let's switch back to the darker one. Yeah, this brush is good at breaking up those ends a little bit. All right, I think that's good enough. You get the idea. Well, there we go. A little more rendered, not totally broken away from all our clean lines, but painted on top. Let's take a look at it without it. So we had before. Maybe it's better. I don't know. Definitely different. Definitely another thing you could add to your arsenal when approaching drawings. All right, I think that will do it. Yeah, we'll call that a day here. We have one more step. We're gonna do some reflected light and then we'll be done. All right, I'll see you guys on the next video.